Alright, here we go again. So let's solve the today's Leetcode problem. So today's Leetcode problem is a binary prefix divisible by 5. So we are given a binary array, so numbers are 0 index space. We define the ace of index as a number whose binary representation is the subarray. So every time we represent like 0 to x mean like 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 3, from the most significant bit to the least significant bit. So we are only given a binary array. That means that we will only have 0 and 1 in our array for sure. And then if the subarray is divisible by 5, we have to return the true, if not return the false. So let's check through the explanation. So in the explanation, this is explaining here, right? The number of binary are 0, 0, 1 and 0, 0, 1. So we need to keep in mind that we are taking the index 0 from left to right, not right to left as we know before. So from left to right, so okay, why I mention like right to left? So when you are teaching in the university or in the mathematics, we are always used to convert the binary to decimal by using the values like 2 power 0, 2 power 1. So that is for the 1, 0, something like that. So if it is 1, we only take the values of this one. So 2 power 1 is 2, so this is a 2. So 1, 0 in binary is a 2 in decimal. But in here it's different. So we have to give from left to right, which is 0. So 0, 0 binary of decimal is also 0. For the 0, 1, yeah. So for 0, 1, we are taking like 2 power 0 and 2 power 1, which is 2. So 2 is not divisible by. Oh, wait. Yeah, it should be like, wait. I think I make a mistake in here. Okay, we are taking like this. Let's imagine like 2 power 0 and 2 power 1. So this is a 2 power 0. From left to right, 2 power 1. 2 power 1 is 2. And then that would be 2. Wait, I really make a mistake. So we should be taking from right to left as we know in the university before. So 2 power 0, 2 power 1. So we're going to ignore this, and 2 power 0 is 1. So this is 1, this value is 1. I will update this as a 1. Yeah, and then last will be the 0, 1, 1. Let me try to clear a little bit to make more sense. So the same, we are taking like, okay, how about I write in here? Sorry for that, a lot of technical issue today. So it is like 2 power 0, and then 2 power 1, and next is a 2 power 2. So since this is like this, so 2 power 0 is 1, 2 power 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. So okay, we can just keep in mind for the right to left. But the subarray from left to right, the index space binary is from right to left. So we got like 0, 1, and which is a 3 in here. Since 0 is only divisible by 5, and the 1 and 3 is not divisible by 5. That's why it is false in here, which is a 3, and 1, this is a 0. The same for here. So since, okay, this one is much more makes sense for us to explain here. So we are starting like a 2 power 0, which is 1, not divisible. 2 power 1 is 2, not divisible. I think this is a very straightforward, and we can simply solve this problem just by keeping the current value. Let's call like reset, which is a boolean. If we want, we can use something like reset capacity of nums.count, which is like we create the array that is exactly the same integers count as a nums array. And then we're going through like, let's call bit in nums, since it is like 0 and 1, we call it bits. We're gonna keep the one, use the one variable called current. And then in the current, what we are going to keep is going to multiply the current with the 2, which in here, every time we use a base 2, that's why we multiply by 2, and then plus with the bit, which is like our new values. And then based on that, we're going to append like, if current is equal to 0, we return the true. If not, we return the false. At the end, we just return the reset. We forgot to make a divisible by 5 in here. Let's try to run it out. Yeah. So in here, the case is we need to keep in mind that if we trying to keep calculating the values again and again, so we can have integer overflow. Since 2 power 5, which is like 10 power 5, which will be like this. Yeah, I think based on the 100,000 of binary number, that could go more than like 4 million, which is the 32 bits, and even more farther than 64 bit. Yeah. So let's try to submit the problem. Yep, I think for the time complexity, that would be the O of n, since we are iteration through the num symbol array. And then the space complexity is O of 1, since we don't use any extra space. But if we get rid of this one, that will be the, I think, O of n. We can give it a try, but I'm pretty sure I cannot see it since I don't have a Leetcode Premium. Let's try to see it. Yep, but that would be the O of n. So I highly recommend to use reset capacity. So which is we create an array with the static size of the num size of the inputs array. Yeah, that's all for it, and see you in the next one. Bye.